Morning class. Today I'm going to take you through the Microsoft Teams. We're going to define Microsoft Teams. We state their advantages and disadvantages. Finally, if time allows, we're going to cover the features of Microsoft Teams. So we start from the definition. Microsoft Teams is a communication platform developed by Microsoft as part of the Microsoft 365 family of the product. It lets the users conduct conferences with anyone in the planet, in any locality by transmitting voice, videos, and text through internet. So you see, in the current world, instead of we meeting, like if we can't make it to meet because of the distance, so we can meet via the Microsoft Teams. In for a business, in we have to meet for schoolwork, all those things have been made easier with the use of the internet. And now we go to the advantages of Microsoft Teams. It is easy to invite someone to the meeting. So if you have several people who are supposed to attend to a meeting, then it is easy to invite them using the Microsoft Teams. Here it has a capability of creating a meeting and scheduling it at a particular time. For any time the group agrees to meet, then you can set that time and you create the meeting, then you meet by the Microsoft Team. It has over 700 different integration to choose from. So you have to choose from any integration so you can decide which is best for you. It is constantly introduced of new features in its phase. The free version does not limit anyone's chats history. 2 GB clouds storage for each user is available. Then there is availability of guest access. That is, you can decide who is the guest and who are not the guests. So after that, we go to the disadvantages. Let's see the disadvantages of the Microsoft Teams. So the disadvantage number one, it fails to produce sufficient notification. Two, file structure confuses the users. If someone is not used to it, then the structure of its files might confuse the users, So you must be used to it for you to understand the file structures of the Microsoft Teams. Three, non-optimal online meeting experience. At least that is self-explanatory. You can explain that by yourselves. And we go to 4, similarity and redundant tools. 5, limited to people with computer skills. Of course, if you're not used to using computers, then it might be easier for you. It must be hard, for you to use the Microsoft Teams. You must have the knowledge of using the computers for you to be able to attend that meeting. Sometimes if you're illiterate, then it will be hard for you to attend those meetings or anything using the Microsoft Teams, maybe sending chats, videos. So you must be at least computerized. Let me say you must have the ICT skills. Yeah. Next, it is expensive as requires computers, phones, and internet. You all know how those internet things are so much expensive. You know, buying bundles. You must be in a network coverage area. So in case you are not there, you have to travel to a certain place for you to attend the meetings. Then you have to buy the bundles. The computers themselves are damn expensive of the smartphones. And lastly, it requires reliable and constant supply of power, internet connectivity for the long minutes. Of course, you must be, if the minute is too long, let me say 3 hours, so you must be in a place where there is networks. We cover some features. Features of Microsoft Teams. We have chats, so you can be able to communicate via chats where the meeting is continuing. Group chats, that is, you can have one-on-one chats and on the other side a group chat. So you can decide which one is best for you. Then we have file sharing. You can share files while the meeting is continuing. You can still share files via the Microsoft Teams. Then Teams. Teams allows communities, groups, or teams to join through a specific URL or invitation. So you can be given an invitation link, and that is where you will use to join the Teams. Teams for education allows admins, teachers to set specific teams for classes, professional learnings. So if you are in a class, then you'll have to take the teacher will have to set the the teams. Let me say the links for you to attend the class. Then we have channels, callings. So we have instant messages. If you want to voice call someone while you're still in the meeting, it is possible while using the Microsoft Teams. Then meetings can be scheduled or created ad hoc, and using visiting channels will be able to see that the meeting is currently in progress. Then we have Teams Live Event. Teams Live Event replaces Skype meetings broadcast with the ability for the users to broadcast to 10,000 participants in the team. Amazon, the Microsoft Teams. We have education, and lastly, protocol. I think we're gonna stop from there. We'll start our class. We'll start from there from our next lesson.